I flew for over 30 hours and rented a manual Kombi van in a country I've never been to before. My name's Tia. Usually I travel around Australia in my own van. I decided to change it up and venture to Portugal alone to road trip along the Algarve coast. When I arrived, I felt a rush of excitement mixed with a bit of anxiety. But you know what they say, you don't grow without getting out of your comfort zone. There she is. It is 8 p.m. and it is so hot right now. Yesterday was 40 degrees here, so I came just after a heat wave, luckily, but it is still so hot. Oh, I've been driving around for a while now, trying to find somewhere to camp for the night, and I thought this was gonna be promising. It was a recommendation from one of the girls at the rental place, but it just seems like it's quite a busy area. The sun's gonna set in about half an hour, so I'm not sure where I'm gonna camp. I'm so relieved to be in Portugal after a 31-hour journey. I was feeling pretty stressed on the way here because of this whole situation. I hadn't done any planning. Jordy and I usually travel Australia together and we sort of just cruise around until we find cool spots. But being in a foreign country that I've never been to before feels a little bit different. Also because I am on my own and driving the Kombi that is a manual car and it's on the right side of the road. I've never driven manual on this side of the road before. So far it's been okay. First and second gear have been playing up slightly. It doesn't seem like there's enough power, but then when I get to third gear, it's all sweet, so I'm hoping that there's nothing too wrong with that. Now it's almost 9 p.m. and I am still sweating. Luckily, there's a shower in the back of the Kombi here, so I'm gonna have a quick rinse and then go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow because I am wrecked. I can't be bothered making anything for dinner, so I'm having Greek yogurt, raspberries, and peanut butter. It is so warm right now though, I just want something really cold, like a juice or a smoothie. It'd be so good right now. I could only find this one green blanket in here. I don't think there's any pillows or top blankets, but I'm so tired and so warm, I don't think it's going to matter anyway. I think I'm just gonna grab my scarf or my sweater and use that as a pillow. Good night. Not having any pillows or blankets last night wasn't really an issue. I was so tired. I passed out straight away and slept through the entire night. I probably could have slept another good few hours, but I wanted to get up and watch the sunrise and just make sure I was all good in this spot. Another camper pulled up in the night with me, which feels nice. It's just good not to be fully alone this first night here. The sun's rising right now. It looks so pretty. This reminds me why I love Kombi camping so much. It is the perfect temperature, there's no wind, no clouds, just me and nature. I went to the shops last night and got a bunch of stuff for food. Just having my breakfast, and then there are some water taxis that depart from the other side of this river, so they take you out to the deserted islands out here, and I think it would be worth it because it is such a beautiful morning today. It's still so confusing driving on the right side of the road and using my right hand for the stick. I've only ever driven manual with my left, so this is a first for me. So far it's been okay. I just need to keep telling myself, stay on the right side of the road. Otherwise I just naturally sort of gravitate to the left. This says 2 meters and I'm pretty sure this Kombi is taller than that, so I think I need to turn around. This lovely man just pulled over and helped me get through, so we fit. I cannot believe we actually fit in there. That was scary. I decided to skip the island tour and explore the town instead. After wandering around, I made my way to another very charming town called Tavira for some food and shopping. While checking out the map, I found a perfect spot to camp along the cliffs. So I jumped into the Kombi and drove 150 kilometers in the heat, all the way to the west coast. I made a little bit of a rookie mistake. I just drove 3 hours from the east coast to the west coast because I found out that this is where all of the beautiful cliff spots are. I didn't think to check the weather because I just assumed that everywhere in Portugal was sunny and warm and beautiful, but I got over here and the temperature is 10 degrees cooler than it was on the east coast. It's 22 degrees here, and over east it was 35. It's also extremely windy across this coastline. I just had a look and it says it's 55k winds. I really can't be bothered to find anywhere else to camp, so I think I'm just gonna try and camp here and hope that the wind doesn't keep me up in the night. I don't regret coming because when I did check the weather, it says that the entire week is windy. The cliffs here are insane. They're so beautiful, so I think it's worth seeing anyway. I'm so hungry and there's a layer of dirt and sweat across me. Chicken smells a little bit funny. It's not too bad, but I think maybe the fridge wasn't cold enough. Let's hope I don't get sick. I don't have any other food to cook, so gotta do it. Gotten even windier and it is so cold. The sun's about to set and I'm not sure if it's gonna light up the sky or not. There's a big layer of cloud and then a slight gap between the horizon, so the sunset could get pretty, but wow, is it a windy, cold afternoon. It's so windy. This is all salt spray from the ocean and I just went outside and got so blown away. I did not have the best sleep last night because it was very windy, and every time I'd close my eyes, because the Kombi was swaying so much, it almost felt like we were going to roll off the cliff. So a few times I turned on the light and just made sure that everything was good. I also went outside and found some rocks to put under the front tires just to give myself some peace of mind. But I am feeling pretty tired this morning. I was hoping to experience a beautiful sunrise this morning, but it is quite the opposite. There is nothing but cloud all around me. I think I'm in the cloud actually. And I was hoping to wait for it to clear up, but it's been about an hour since the sun rose now, and it seems like all of these clouds are hanging around, so I think it might be time to move on. Traveling alone and stepping outside your comfort zone can be such a beautiful, raw experience. There's something about being on my own in the quiet stillness of nature or the hum of a new city that awakens parts of me that I didn't even know were asleep. It becomes necessary to rely on myself in ways that are both humbling and empowering. Learning to solve problems, find my way, and sit with the discomfort of not only my own thoughts, but also the unknown. It's not always easy, but that's where the magic happens. You grow, you feel more connected to the world, and you begin to understand what really matters to you. I drove back towards the east again, and it is so much hotter than the west coast. I cannot believe the difference between the east and the west. But I'm trying to find a spot to camp now, and it is just so busy everywhere. I think that's something I'm not used to from traveling Australia. In Australia, you can find spots completely to yourself with no one around for so many miles, and maybe if I was in a different, less busy part of Portugal. This is the Algarve, so it is a very popular tourist destination, and it is peak season at the moment, so that definitely contributes to why it's so busy. The track is a little bit too bumpy. Not worth getting a flat tire. I know. I just pulled up to this spot that I found out about yesterday from my new friend Christina. We met yesterday on a cliff camp, and she told me about this spot, and I made a last minute decision to come out here, and she was here. So I'm so excited to have a friend to camp with tonight. It's gonna be good. And can't forget about Cuba. The clouds have come back. There's a little bit of sunset potential, but I'm not sure. So happy. I woke up to yet another cloudy day on the cliff tops. No sunrise to greet me, but honestly, there was something so magical about being wrapped in the clouds. It felt very serene. Still, I couldn't resist the call of sunshine and warmer weather, so it came time to pack up and head out in search of brighter skies.
Still hope to hear from you most days, even though it's over and now you're gone.
Back in the sun, and I found this little spot to pull up. I think I'm gonna tidy up the van and make some breakfast. I also just realized I'm out of water fully, so I'm gonna need to go find a spot to fill that. But it is a really beautiful morning here. I love being up nice and early. It's already about 8:30. I drove an hour from the west coast to get here. But even just at this spot, there's so many camper vans around and everyone's still sleeping. The beach is empty and it just has such a different feel to it compared to when it's busy. I think both are kind of nice in their own ways. It's just European summer, but it definitely feels nice to have some peace and quiet.
Feel like it all went too fast. Now I'm stuck
I don't know if I'm taking the right track here, but I really want to get down to this beach. So I'm going to try. Can I get through there? I made it.
Melissa, assim você me mata. Ai, se eu te pego. Ai, ai, se eu te pego. Como una potra salvaje en el oleaje. No tiene sentido.
It's my last night in Portugal. I just went kayaking with some Spanish guys that I met. There's a party boat over here with really loud music. I'm not sure if you can hear it. But I think once they drift away, it should be really peaceful. I thought it would be super beautiful tonight, but there's a lot of clouds, so it is looking a little bit dull. Still really nice. I cannot get over these landscapes, and every beach I went to was just as magical as the next, but I really love this one because it was a lot quieter than the other ones. I still have a bit to do tonight. I need to wash the van, sweep it out, pack all of my stuff, and I'm going to be sleeping just at the camper van rental place because my flight out of Faro is at 6 a.m. tomorrow. I am feeling kind of sad to leave this beautiful place, but also very excited for the next chapter. Thank you so much for coming along my Portugal adventures. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon. I drove through the night to Faro, and at the car wash, this kind Portuguese man insisted on washing my Kombi for me. It was such a sweet and unexpected way to wrap up this trip. I loved my time in Portugal, from the landscapes, the people, and the whole vibe. It was such a beautiful trip, and I can't wait to come back someday and explore even more.